From the Tinfoilhat Nation, and I am here because I'm very worried about the sovereignty of Canada. There is a North American Union being foisted upon us. We're losing our national sovereignty. Chief executive officers of corporations have made these choices, not our government and our elected officials, and none of the media seems to be reporting on it. So today I hope you let everybody know about the North American Union, and it's all because of 9/11, all this increased security. It's leading us toward a fascist global dictatorship, in my opinion, and they're going to want to chip you next with biometrics. Show me your papers. 9/11 was not created by Al-Qaeda. It was allowed to happen. And if people research this and research the history of government-sponsored terrorism, they'll understand how totalitarianism takes root. For history. The Reichstag fire, Hitler did that. Bush did 9/11. That's the way it is. Do some research. That's why I'm here.
In terms of 9/11, right?
Yeah.
The 6th-year anniversary.
That's right.
Conspiracy theories.
This isn't a conspiracy theory, this is conspiracy fact. A conspiracy theory is the official documented report that was chaired by Philip Zelikow, who was the author of the Patriot Act, which was the draconian legislation that tried to get in the first time the World Trade Center was bombed. Then we had the Oklahoma City bombing, they brought in part of it. Him and Condoleezza Rice created that document, by the way. Patriot Act was created long before our 9/11. When they allowed that to happen, which was PNAC's New Pearl Harbor, they came to Washington, made up of the neocons that are in control now, then they brought in the Patriot Act. And Philip Zelikow, the author of the Patriot Act, was the head of the 9/11 Commission. So you tell me.
What do you think, in terms of 9/11, what do you think has gone unanswered still to this?
How did Building 7 fall? How did anything at all hit the Pentagon? Okay, somebody had to turn off the anti-aircraft system. Steel frame buildings do not fall in 56 minutes without a fire. Steel does not melt. 10 floors per second fell, free fall speed. Those buildings are made into dust. That dust is called pyroclastic flows. That happens with explosives and volcanoes. It doesn't happen with fire. And Building 7 falling at 5:30. Free fall speed again, 0.9 seconds. And oh, guess what? Larry Silverstein had them all insured. All those buildings were insured by one guy. So they couldn't hit another building. So you have to have a controlled demolition. And then you tell the people, oh my God, it's this, give up your liberties. And that's how Stalin did it, and that's how they're doing it now. Learn your history.
What are you, I mean, this all sounds very impressive, but what are you basing your thought process on, or your facts?
I'm basing this on the tons and tons and hours of research that other people like Barry Zwicker, Alex Jones, David Icke, Jordan Maxwell, Jim Mars, and countless others have done before me. There are many books published on this. It's just that it's not reported. Because, of course, the people that own the media are the ones that are trying to get the banks to control the world, which they already do. Regardless, people have to wake up. I like the sovereignty of Canada. I like the laws in Canada. I don't want to be in an American governing system. I don't want a military dictatorship. And Connie Fogo of the Canadian Action Party can give you more information about this, and I urge every Canadian to check out their website. Wake up! It's time! Wake up! There you go. And again, I'm here because our veterans did not die. Our veterans did not die to defend the North American Union. They died to defend Canadians and Canadian values. And we have to stop being afraid of the lies.
You know, I think every single person that may have lost someone in 9/11.
That's another problem.
Wonder.
The families are not satisfied. The families are outraged. Outraged. Why are body parts found on roof buildings years later? Because of explosives. The families, do some research, the families of the 9/11 victims are not satisfied. The ones that didn't take the biopsy. You tell me.
And the ones that are satisfied that,
are been paid and they're going to shut up. Because who wants to deal with this shit? Nobody. Who wants to deal with this? Nobody. That's why I'm out here. Because we're not sheep, we're human beings. And you don't get a microchip, and you don't believe everything that's on the television. But not you! You're going to be good! I just want people to have options to research, okay? Because we get one bit of information here, one bit of information there, but it's not putting context. People need to wake up, grow up, be responsible, do their own research, hold their media accountable, hold their government accountable, and that's why I'm here.
Is there a certain website that you would recommend viewers that are interested in your organization?
This website here, Infowars.com, Global News, is that it?
GlobalOutlook.ca.
GlobalOutlook.ca is the Canadian one. This is an American website run by Alex Jones. CanadianActionParty.ca, Canadian Action Party. There's a Canadian political party doing it through the correct channels who are raising these issues of the North American Union, Security Prosperity Partnership, all the things that are designed to take our sovereignty away as Canadians.
What are you asking of the government?
To maybe investigate, maybe not just follow along, bring our boys home from Afghanistan, back off, get out of this, quit invading sovereign nations under the guise of terrorism. How about that?
I'm sure you have critics out there, if they were to be like, you know what, she's just sort of nutty.
Well, they haven't done any research. They haven't done any research. Prove me wrong! Prove me wrong! Prove me wrong. Do some research, you'll wake up. People don't want people to do research. Information control, baby. Information control. Information is everything. Corporations own it. When governments and corporations are in bed, it's called fascism. Fascism. Totalitarianism. Okay? You can't have corporations and government in bed together. And you can't have a central bank and want freedom. Come on. Wake up. Wake up.
Hey, if I could grab your first and last name and have
Yep.
a vote just for the record.
Yep, my name is Beata Van Berkom, BeataVanBerkom. And you can go to youtube.com/tinfoilhatlady to find out more about me.
Okay, and what would...
Secular opinion here, and isn't it great to have the old Von Helton back? Yes, he's given us a few gems recently, and this latest video is no exception. Yes, we're talking about giants. Now, I have heard through the grapevine that I guess Von has been ranting on about something about the sun birthing planets and some kind of, you know, new doomsday date, you know, in our near future. I don't really know enough about that yet. I'm gonna, you know, wait for Von to put out a video or something on that, and we'll deal with that then. But I thought I'd take on the giants. I thought it'd be kind of interesting and a little bit fun at the same time. Now, the big problem here is, what are we defining as a giant? Okay, are we simply talking about people that are irregularly large, that maybe suffer from some kind of condition that would, you know, maybe one of the symptoms would be gigantism, you know, something like, I believe the disease is called acromegaly, something like that. I'm not sure exactly how to say it. I'll put a link to it below after if I remember. But basically, one of the symptoms is gigantism, is because that the growth hormone that usually shuts down
Project Pandora. In 1953, the Russians began to bombard the U.S. Embassy in Moscow with electromagnetic radiation in the microwave spectrum, but the fact was kept secret from the embassy employees. U.S. Ambassador Stossel contracted a blood disease, bleeding eyes, nausea, and eventually lymphoma. He and other employees eventually died as a result of the microwave attacks. Dr. Henry Kissinger sent a secret memo giving hazard pay to embassy personnel in the 1970s. Before the attacks, the USSR had met with the U.S. to try to head off an arms race in electromagnetic weapons, but were refused. In retaliation, they began microwaving the U.S. Embassy. It is possible that the U.S. government took advantage of the situation and used the embassy staff as microwave guinea pigs. The Department of Defense's Advanced Research Projects Agency, ARPA, set up a lab at Walter Reed Army Institute of Research and participated in Project Pandora. Scientists began zapping monkeys to study the biological effects of highly concentrated microwave frequencies. Similar studies were conducted at the VA Hospital in Kansas City, University of Rochester, Brooks Air Force Base, Johns Hopkins, MIT, the MITRE Corporation, University of Pennsylvania, and other domestic and foreign labs. In one study, Dr. Jose Delgado experimented on 4 human subjects using radio waves, reporting they experienced different emotions, sensations, and colored visions. Delgado stated that these weapons were, quote, more dangerous than atomic destruction. With knowledge of the brain, he said, we may transform, we may shape, direct, roboticize man. I think the great danger of the future is that we will have roboticized human beings who are not aware that they have been roboticized, unquote. Dr. Delgado was in fact responsible for the development of a brain transponder that was used to roboticize human subjects.
In the councils of government, we must guard against the acquisition of unwarranted influence, whether sought or unsought, by the military-industrial complex. the potential for the disastrous rise of misplaced power exists and will persist.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
In the dead silence of the morning, at 5:29:45 Mountain War time, the Jornada del Muerto was bathed in an intense flash of a light that man had only seen from the stars.
He knew the world would not be the same. Few people laughed. Few people cried. Most people were silent. I remembered the line from the Hindu scripture, the Bhagavad Gita. Vishnu is trying to persuade the prince that he should do his duty, and to impress him takes on his multi-armed form and says, "Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds."
Civil service, business, mass media, educational system. You are stuck with them. You cannot get rid of them. They are contaminated. They are programmed to think and react to certain stimuli in a certain pattern. You cannot change their mind, even if you expose them to authentic information, even if you prove that white is white and black is black. You still cannot change the basic perception and the logic of behavior. In other words, these people, the process of demoralization is complete and irreversible.
You know, you get all freaked out and you start waving the, "I have my rights. I'm an American. I don't care what you are. And I'm a New World Order soldier."
Well, 7:30. Have a little show, the trolls can show up and they don't got to worry about getting kick banned for saying the truth. Bring all your wonderful truther stories with you.
What they must do at this time, because it's too late only to be talking, what they must do is demand a referendum for the people of this country to say whether or not we want to be integrated into a North American entity that's not going to be democratic. It's an entity that's going to be corporate run, bureaucratically run. There will be no elections for people, no representation for the people, no accountability to the people. It's the end, absolute end of democracy and sovereignty in North America or Canada, for Mexico, for the United States. Be very clear about that. When you've got the leader of the NDP who is asked about the admission and the Crown speech in Manitoba where they talked about the NAFTA highway, his answer was, well, we need to have it because it brings jobs to Churchill. No. You know, the NAFTA highway is a mechanism to bring forward not only goods, but to bring forward people. And it's cheap labor they want to bring forward. You can't blame the poor people who are coming up from the South Americas who work for whatever that they can get. But it's going to displace the workers up here. It's going to create racism. Let's be very clear about exactly what's going on here. Let's be very clear that the provinces across this country who are bringing in the identifiers, the RFID identifiers in our driver's licenses, are complicit. Let's be very clear that the municipalities who are failing to address the issues, you've got homelessness here in Vancouver. Why do we have third world conditions in this city, in this province, in this country, the richest, the best in the world? Why is it that we don't have anybody in Parliament who's willing to stand up and say, there's something dramatically wrong here, folks, when we've got